Hey there, everybody. I wanted to pop on today and just share a little story about something that just recently happened because I thought it does such a good job of illustrating something that a lot of the women who I work with who have been single for a long time, when we start working together, there's a dynamic that becomes very evident that I think this story really captures. So I was at a party. Hey, Ella, hi. I was at a party over the weekend and I happened to be chatting with a woman she was very attractive, she was very pretty, she was very lively. And she asked me what I did, and I said, I'm a dating coach. And she kind of gave me this look, and she said, oh, God, I don't think I'll ever need you. I haven't dated for 5 years. And she kind of said it with this energy of like, dating, ick, yuck. And I said, wow, 5 years, that's a long time. Is there anything about it that you miss? And she said, oh, I got out of my marriage 5 years ago and I just enjoy my career and my friends. And like there was all this energy and all this charge. It did not feel neutral. Neutral would have been, yeah, my husband and I had a really great relationship and I've just been enjoying taking a pause and taking a break. And I know I'm going to meet somebody again. And, like they're just totally different energy. Her energy was like, dating, bad. Dating might lead to relationship, and that would involve a man. And then she proceeded to tell me the story about how a gentleman who was at the party who I had already had an interaction with, and I found him really charming. He was very engaging. We had a nice conversation. But she went on to tell me how he had done everything wrong and then made a point to say, he won't be getting a date with me. I think the example was, he hadn't stood up immediately and offered her his chair as soon as she walked into the room. And what was so striking to me is that she was looking for evidence to support her belief that men aren't worth her time, that men are trouble, that men are a headache, that men are a waste of energy. And so she snatched on, hey, Ella. So she just snatched on. It's almost like, we create evidence to match our beliefs. And the sad thing to me in this case is that the evidence that she was finding was really having her miss out on somebody who might actually be fun to date, somebody who she might actually enjoy. And what I imagine, although I didn't get into her story, is that if she had told me a little bit more about her marriage or the way that it ended, what would have come out is that it was very painful for her. And she wasn't necessarily willing to admit, yeah, my heart really got broken. I'm scared to open up again. Instead, there was just all this defense and all this kind of like rationale and justification, and I'm never going to date again, and right? So here's the thing. Our hearts get broken sometimes. When we open our heart to this delightful, delicious experience of falling in love, that's a vulnerable place. And sometimes it goes really well, and sometimes the heart experiences heartbreak, and sometimes both happen. Sometimes we keep opening to somebody and the heart breaks open more and more, and it's tender, and it's vulnerable, and it's delicious. And sometimes it hurts. And the truth is that no matter how much heartbreak you've experienced, I've had my heart ripped out a couple of times because men that I was in relationship with, either he or I or both of us decided it was time to transition from the relationship. And then there's this big ouch. But what I know today, both from using this myself and in offering it to every single client I've ever worked with who hadn't really cleaned up her last heartbreak, is that our hearts are completely capable of healing. And it's often so much easier than most people think, especially the way that I work, because you don't have to go back and go through all the history and clean out every single thing. I've got a particular way that just kind of moves the pain and moves the sorrow through the body so that you come back to neutral. And when you're in neutral, you can actually look out with clear seeing and see all the people out there who are still left to love, rather than all the people out there who might potentially hurt you. Can you feel how big of a difference that is, right? If this is resonating with you, tap the screen, put something in the comments. I want to really know that this is getting through, because this is something that I see stopping so many women and men too, but I've been working, I've been hearing this more from women lately where, there's something that ruptures trust. There's something that happens that doesn't go well. There's disappointment, there's heartache, there's heartbreak. It happens. But if you let that continue to dictate the choices that you make, and in particular, if you let it make your heart close up and decide that you're not going to date again, relationship isn't worth it, nobody good out there, all those things that we decide when we're in pain, you are missing out. So that's really my testimonial for the day. I also want to let you know that this is just one of the things I'm going to be covering in my upcoming training that I'm super excited to share with you, because I'm basically going to walk you through all of the things that I see my clients get stuck with, and then I'm going to offer you something tangible and specific that you can do starting from the beginning process of dating, to being on the date, to coming home after not a great date, to how to turn a good date into a great date, how you want to show up in your energy, in your body, and in your mindset when you start to, that's going to help you to enjoy dating. So I'm going to put the link to that training in the comments. It's called How to Date Like a Badass, so you don't give up before you meet your match. And I'm going to basically show you how to be a badass so that you can enjoy the process and not have it take you out, and not have every single thing that doesn't go perfectly and make you decide it's not worth it. Because the saddest thing is to give up on love. So I hope to see some of you there, and thanks for joining today. Bye.